everybody, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be fairly exciting because I've got something cool planned. I'm starting a new series of videos. A couple of things you should know. First, off the bat, we are now officially on the channel moving to 2-to-1. I'm swapping to 2-to-1. I've wanted to do it for a while, and I feel like this is a good time to do it because this particular series that I'm working on is well suited for a wider aspect ratio. It's actually, I don't know, I guess it's actually technically narrower. It took me a little while to figure out how to find a way that I was happy to do the screen recording. Anyways, what is the new series? Well, it actually has something to do with my old YouTube channel, in which all I ever wanted to do was make movies. Not a lot of videos are left from that channel because I wasn't very good at backing stuff up, and at some point I deleted that channel. Let's just jump right into it. Here's the idea. When I was a kid, I started, making motion graphics and short films and stuff when I was about 11 or 12-ish. Basically when I was 12. And that was all I wanted to do for forever. And there were a few resources online that I absolutely loved. Everybody knows about Video Copilot now because they make these incredible plugins. Andrew Kramer, the guy behind it, is working on films with J.J. Abrams, making plugins that they use at Digital Domain and all sorts of VFX houses in the world. If you know anything about motion graphics or visual effects, you know about this guy because he's got one of the biggest websites in the world. But back in the day, it wasn't such a big thing. It was this guy who saw stuff online or in movies and was like, hey, I want to do that. I bet maybe I can figure it out. And just started doing it. Some of his earliest big videos to really blow up. Look at this. This is one of the most popular videos he ever did. And this was, Apple made a commercial. Here it is right here. Yeah. I remember this commercial. I probably can't play very much of it, but it was super cool. It was the coolest thing anyone had seen at the time. You got all these people dancing with their fancy new iPods and these light streaks following them around. And then this guy, just doing his thing, totally separate, said, you know what? I bet I can figure out how to do that, and did it. Same thing here. Lightsabers. Yeah, most of these early videos are just, hey, something that someone saw in a video, in a movie, in a TV show, in an ad, something like this, something like that, and decided to try to recreate it. And that was what I spent all my time doing. This is another thing that I watched a lot. Film Riot, again, still going, still making stuff, but here, I wanted to show a clip from their original, opening bumper.
Film Riot is released to the world! Want to be a filmmaker? Well, so do I. Let's figure it out. We're going to be following Trying Films from pre to post production as we make our latest short film, Hell.
And that, to me, was the coolest idea in the world. It's here's this guy, he wants to make movies, I want to make movies, I don't know how to make movies, he doesn't know how to make movies, but we're trying to figure it out. Another little piece of information, I have stopped making a ton of YouTube videos recently. I've never been super good about uploading on a schedule, but gotten progressively worse at it recently because I've been trying to learn how to code. And the thing is, I wanted to do it for a long time. I just have never dove into it. And part of that is because there's not a ton of great resources online. What I mean to say is if you want to learn the basics of coding, the concepts, the basic syntax for the languages, there are literally millions of videos for that type of thing. They teach 12-year-olds how to do it for free, and it's not that hard. And if you already know how to code and you want to learn about these higher level concepts, there's tons of people making videos about that. I feel like there's, unlike a lot of other concepts online, there's a little bit of a gap where in that intermediate spot where if you want to learn the basics, you're good to go. You can probably do it for free or pay someone $10 or start a free trial on Skillshare, and you can learn everything you need to know in about 4 or 5 hours. And then once you know how to code and know how to do it pretty well, there's tons of resources, again, on the other side. I don't know, maybe I just don't know where to find them, but at least in my experience, I've had trouble finding the middle ground, the intermediate tutorials. So that's what I'm aiming to do. My dream scenario. I want to know how to make an app. I just want someone to write an app and do it with the screen recorder turned on. So that's the goal. I'm not writing an app, not yet. I'm starting with a little bit of a smaller task. I'm gonna write my website in HTML and CSS. I assume I'm gonna have to implement some JavaScript. I don't really know anything about that at the moment. I'll figure it out when I get there. So that's the goal. I'm remaking my website. I've taken my website offline a long ago. I let my domain name expire, which, by the way, you should not do, because now they're charging me like $170 to get it back. That's unrelated, but don't let domain names expire. That's a bad idea. It was going to cost me $30. Now it's going to cost me 10 times that, like 7 times that. If you're interested in checking out those videos, stay tuned to the YouTube channel. I've got a new playlist for this. It's just called, I don't know what I'm calling this series yet. We can call it like, I can't just call it Code Riot. That'd be cool. Anyways, so what I would do in the meantime, while you're waiting, if you're interested in watching the series, is download like as many web browsers as you can. Because obviously the way that HTML and CSS work and JavaScript work is you write your code and then there's not really a compiler involved. It's just up to individual browsers to interpret those text files, those files, the way that they are. So like here's a little sample website that I've made, and hopefully I've done a good job in that it's going to look basically the same in every single browser. There might be a few little differences from browser to browser. Like I'm noticing this header font up here looks slightly different in every browser. Not in every browser, but a few of the browsers it looks slightly different in. Oh, and for some reason, it looks like Tor is almost using a different text weight down here for the paragraph font. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It's just... No, I'm pretty sure it might be. Huh. Anyways, so it's a good idea to have as many browsers as you can on your computer for this. So if you're on a PC, you can actually get a hold of more browsers than we can over here on OS X. We can't really run Internet Explorer or Edge on OS X that I know of. There's a way to get Internet Explorer to run on PC, but I'm not super concerned with that. I'm on OS X, and so I just use Safari by default. Safari's like pretty good, and all of my bookmarks save across my phone and my computer. So that's why I'm on Safari. A huge chunk of the people using the internet, the vast majority of people who access the internet do it through Google Chrome. So no matter what system you're on, Linux, PC, or OS X, make sure you have Chrome. A close second is Firefox. That's another one that people like. Opera is just kind of a good generic like browser that's thrown in there. Some people use it. There's not really anything special about it. It's just like a good browser to have there. And then I have Tor open, and there's a reason for that, and it's because Tor is like a secure browser, so it encrypts all of your data as you're connecting to the internet. And it's not that I'm worried about my connection to web pages that are on my hard drive not being secure. It's that because it's encrypting data, it's actually easily the slowest browser on the system. Like I've got 5 browsers open here. Tor is far and away the slowest. Like, hang on, let me show you. So if I want to go to like YouTube, and I don't have like the fastest internet in the world right now, but YouTube will load relatively quickly here in Safari. But if I open up Tor and try to go to the same website, I should have done a timer. It's gonna take significantly longer before we see anything from the website. And again, this is just loading the default YouTube. It's not having to load anything from my user account, but that was quite, I don't know, at least to me, it looked like quite a bit longer. So Tor is going to run slower. And the idea is that I want my website to be like fast and responsive and nice. So it's good to have a browser that is slow. And also, out of the box, Tor is going to disable a lot of extra things, extra gunk that's in other browsers. So it's the slowest by default, and it's also kind of like a good streamlined way to see like, hey, is this browser working? Or is this website working? Which hopefully the answer will be yes. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching this video. I don't actually know why I recorded the video. I just felt like the whole thing needed an introduction. Like, you know how The Verge made that video kind of recently where the guy was like, hey, let me show you how to build a computer. Like, they've taken it down now, but you know what I'm talking about. If we do like Verge PC build, Like, they had a guy building a computer who obviously has never built a computer in his life, and it turned into a whole mess whenever they started copy striking people. But anyways, what I'm trying to avoid is I don't want people to think that, hey, this is a coding tutorial, this is a website design. I don't want people to think, hey, I'm making a website design tutorial because I know how to build a website, because I very clearly do not. I don't know how to do it. Presumably you don't know how to do it, but if we have any luck whatsoever, we will figure it out. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video.